just the Calcatster. Just noticed that it's been 3 months since the Chimera channel has been updated on the set of Starship Chimera, series 3, season 3, tentatively titled Starship Chimera Destinations. That's the 3rd season. It is the final season of Starship Chimera. There are 2 movies in it, and there are 8, 10 episodes. But if you count, it's 10 if you count the 2 movies. Then after that, they'll do a feature film after that. But it's sort of like they're doing those silly Mandalorian things. There's going to be a Mandalorian movie. I doubt anybody's going to care because the 3rd season of Mandalorian not good. But this 3rd season, it was good. Our 3rd season is going to be good. However, before we go there, we have to go do the Robotech thing. The Robotech thing is first, and then Chimera, and then Distant Cousins, the movie, which is something else. It's a Canary Space movie, and but we're going to do the Robotech and Transformers stuff first. And the both of the other studios are not available, so we have to use this studio in here. And in the runabout, that'll be interesting. The 2 of them we're going to do, but not yet, not quite. Strange New Worlds premieres in a week or so. The new Star Trek season, the new series, No Lies Stars. Picard season 2 repaired the Stardate error by making season 2 take place in 2401-02 roughly. That makes all of the Chimera seasons take place after Star Trek Picard season 3. It still doesn't quite line up, but sure. I believe Chimera season 3 is 2403. So they should reference the Enterprise G and all that from Picard. But they don't. I don't think they do, because they might. Maybe it's off to the side. Maybe they mention it, but it's not the main thing. This is our ship, our crew doing our thing, so it's not. Doesn't matter what they're doing over there in Picard or Stranger Worlds. Interestingly enough, Lower Decks is going to meet Stranger Worlds probably via either time travel or holodeck, because Stranger Worlds takes place in 2380, and Strange New Worlds Star Trek takes place in 2260, about 5 years before Kirk's original mission. So, yeah, I don't know how they're going to fix that. But it clearly is a retcon from the J.J. Abrams one. It's not connected. Even though it is technically not Borky, it's the other guy. It's Kurtzman and the other people. Terry Metalis did this season of Picard. It's the 45th anniversary in September. I think with all the crazy stuff going on, that it's likely the Robotech thing will be in production shortly, in June here, and then the Chimera thing will be a bit later, in August, probably September, somewhere around the time of the anniversary of Star Trek, 57th anniversary. That'll start September. And the other stuff later. We don't have everything else down the pike. There was a writer's strike still going on. There's still negotiations. There was a writer's strike. Well, I was doing the Distant Cousins story, so kind of piecing it together, even though we didn't mention the writer's strike. That's the latest writer's strike. There was one in 1997. No, wait a minute. I got that wrong. 2007? There was one in the 80s, 87, 88, there was one. Yeah, because that's why Next Generation Season 2 was short. It was short on the beginning end, not the end. And scripts banged out, like one after the other back in the day. For that show, not anymore. The current Star Trek is, like Larry Nemechek mentioned, was the Star Trek guy from the original Star Trek. They did 26 episodes a year, and they had all that. And this is like half that, even a third that, 10 episodes. So they can really work on the scripts and make them good, but they don't. They just hammer them out like they did before. Picard Season 3 was an improvement on 2. And we didn't want to spoof 2 or 3 in our stuff, so we didn't. Because 2 was shooting fish in a barrel. Why? 3 was 3. We just didn't want to touch it, so we didn't. Fortunately, the timeline of that one takes place in 2401, so it's before all of our stuff happens. And it still works, because when Admiral Picard signals the Chimera A on her first mission, which we produced 3 years ago in 2020, first one, he just signals them and tells them to go to the Tribble planet, launching the Strange Worlds series. Also, there's a little bit of a crossover with Strange World, the Disney movie, only in name only. But interestingly enough, it was pointed out, Calicat and Mark's cards, that they were a fan of me. It was pointed out during the convention that Saturday, we only went Saturday, and I was in the Lord X costume as captain of the San Jose from Lord X season finale. And but yes, but earlier for Halloween, I was the bearded guy from the bridge, first officer. Was a Henderson type character, Ranson, I think his name, Ranson. Anyway, so but then later on, yeah, yeah, and so we were discussing a Strange World came out, other Strange World, a Disney movie, and that it seems an awful like a premise we discussed with some Disney dudes at Disneyland in 2015, and we half-jokingly, said to the dudes, Disney dudes, we said, don't they gotta have a Disney movie where a prince is trying to find another prince. So no princess. It's 2 princes. They get together. At the end of the movie, they find each other together. The Disney people replied, "It's too soon. We can't do that." But apparently, by 2023, they can. So that's what it was called, Strange Worlds. Yeah, they saw our title and just used it. Unfortunately, the movie didn't make any money, and we weren't involved in any of the production at all. It's just we came up with the idea of the kid, dude with the prince. Both dudes. We came up with it. Oh, yeah. Or did we? No. Anyway, so, yeah. I wasn't actually on Lord X. I wasn't actually on Strange World, but it seems awfully weirdly coincidental. Weird crossover between Marvel and Disney and Star Trek, which is strange. If Disney bought Star Trek, though, it would probably mess it up. I had to temporarily get rid of the Disney Plus subscription, but I still have my Paramount Plus Prime subscription. So anyway, all I wanted to do was update, mention that the movies are still in production. We're not in the WGA and the Writers Guild, not the Directors Guild, not in the Actors Guild. They might have asked. Nope, they weren't. We don't get PMs anymore on the channel. They took that away. We used to. Yeah. And I noticed I had a lot more followers on this channel. Not sure where they went. They must have gone through, and the algorithm must be chasing people off left and right. I updated channel pages and stuff. But yeah, there's not a lot there. I know there's a lot on YouTube that's still going on, but there's a lot of people that are figuring out how to milk the system. I don't know how to do that. Yeah, so Robert Burnett left the Campia show to start his own show. The guy from Axonar, the former producer of Axonar, not the main one, but a producer on it. He left that. Also, in regards to the video game, we haven't been on the video game, Star Trek Online. The computer system wouldn't play it again, and it just kind of got lost in the shuffle. So we'll have to put the game back up and do a run through on that. I don't even know how to do a gameplay video on that, and I couldn't post it anyway. I would get demonetized. So yeah. But if I do go on there, you'll see Chimera on there. And as for the Trek Continues website, I haven't been there since I've logged on. It was kind of an echo chamber, so yeah. But we'll see. Anyway, so that was my quickie review, quickie update of Starship Chimera channel of Starship Chimera, and the models are safe. They're up there in the closet. The ships, yeah, they're up there. The shuttle fell apart. It's in pieces somewhere down here. I'm not sure where. So the runabout room that I'm in the runabout fell apart. But yes, I guess I'll just, here is the SDF-3 from Robotech. The the bioship. And let's see what Transformers. So yeah, I burped. FDF2 up there, all in, kind of broken a little. And the Emmett Till and the Chimera. And they're fine. They're up there. Yep. So here's the Stardate guide, according to 3 different Stardate sites, looking at all the Star Trek adventures, and all of that. Yeah. And that's a Raksha. Oh man, I just squeaked. Oh, I did it again. Anyway, so I better go before the methane bomb destroys the room.